Right, hi guys, क्या हाल है सबके? Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you very much for joining us. आज मेरा दिमाग खराब हो रखा है because for some reason my camera decided to shit itself completely. So I have to work with this camera, which I don't know क्या तकलीफ है इसके साथ, but please put up with the shitty image quality on my end. देखने से तो ऐसा लगता है कि पूरी तरह से essentially the camera is fully overexposed. जो भी exposure है कैमरे का वो एकदम मैक्स पर जा रखा है. But I don't know how to fix it.
ये झूठ बोल रहा है, इसका सब ठीक है. ये ना काला काला सा है तो इसे थोड़ा साबुन काला है तो ये थोड़ा गोरा करने के लिए जैसे ये कुशल ने कर रखा है ना.
साला ऐसे भी रिलीजियस लीडर्स जो हैं इंडिया के वो मेरी कम्युनिटी को गरियाते रहते हैं आजकल. मैंने वीडियो शेयर किया था. अब देखो ये साले अय्यर भी गरिया रहे हैं हम लोगों को.
तुम लोग तो कैंसिल हो गए.
हाँ, हम लोग तो कैंसिल हो गए.
अभी क्या हो रहा है मालूम है? सी Sham has said that he's overexposed, so in the next 10 minutes you'll start seeing Sham's titties.
बस ओवर एक्सपोज ही करना है आज. टुडे इज द एपिसोड ऑफ ओवर एक्सपोजर. तो नेक्स्ट टाइम we'll make all of our cameras overexposed so we'll all look like shit.
Yeah, we will all show our titties.
Yeah, we'll all show it.
Wow.
So today just bear with this. Somebody is saying Sham bhoot lag raha hai. हाँ, तो just bear with a bhoot. Pretend that I'm dead and I've come here from the beyond. And we'll try and live with it. But in any case, we've got a good show for you today because there's a couple of things that we want to get through before we get to the memes and all of that. Pehli cheez to obviously, I don't know if people have heard yet, but Kanadistan ke supreme leader jo hain hamare, Jacinda Trudeau ji. Jacinda ji has invoked temporary emergency powers. Let me see if I can quote it accurately. What's exactly happened? So yeah. So he has invoked emergency powers to quell the protests, outlining plans not only to tow away their rigs, but to strike at their bank accounts and their livelihoods as well. In invoking Canada's Emergencies Act, which gives the federal government broad powers to restore order, Trudeau ruled out using the military. His government instead threatened to tow away vehicles to keep essential services running and freeze their personal and corporate bank accounts. ये देखो सारे को ये सब मतलब इतना कर देता है तो कोई फैशिस्ट नहीं बोलता है. There's a couple of other interesting bits and pieces with regards to this. So already you can see अरे यार किधर I had something. Yeah, here it is. So there are videos coming out now of people's bank accounts being frozen, especially people who had donated to the truckers convoy and all that stuff. Unke bank accounts freeze ho rahe. Ek छोटे मीडिया हाउस ने कुछ I think contribute किए थे पैसे truckers convoy को. उस पूरे मीडिया हाउस के bank accounts freeze हो गए, and then now that media house is complaining that we're gonna essentially end up out of business, so they don't know what to do. And it is very interesting to me. If you look at what's happening in Australia, if you look at what's happening in New Zealand, Kushal, if you look at what's happening in even France, a couple of days ago there was a video from France where there was military vehicles in Paris and they were trying to disperse the protests. It was quite astounding, that whole sight. It seems to me almost, Kushal, that to an extent Western countries, especially Western countries with the quote-unquote correct leaders.
वो काला है, मैं गोरा हूँ.
ठीक है, white privilege. I'm sorry यार, मैं तेरे से ही पहले पूछता हूँ white privilege से. तो तू बता फिर सर white privilege सर के
बता. सफेद भूतनी.
हाँ, सफेद भूतनी बताएगा कि तू ये in certain countries जहाँ पर you have the right kind of leaders, the right people get elected, they tend to get away with these kinds of things for longer and much easier than non-Western countries. And places like India. Why do you think that is?
Pure and simple ideology.
Hmm.
Okay, if you remember, New Zealand and Sweden had leftist, still have leftist prime ministers.
Hmm.
Stefan Löfven in Sweden and Jacinta Ardern in New Zealand. New
Yeah.
Zealand adopted a full lockdown policy. Sweden adopted a zero lockdown policy.
Yeah.
And all these guys were praising both of them. Okay. Trump adopted a zero lockdown policy. Narendra Modi adopted a full lockdown policy.
Yeah.
दोनों को condemnation मिलता है. ठीक है. Now, you look at the way this whole thing plays out. First of all, I want to point out that his foreign minister and deputy prime minister, Chrystia Freeland, she is a daughter of a certified Nazi. He
Oh,
was
wow.
part of the Nazi propaganda arm, Ukrainian fellow, Ukrainian fascist, who actually opened a magazine, started a magazine, and its speciality was to go around attacking Jews and inciting pogroms and arrests of them.
Wow.
Okay, documented. You can all go Google this. She
Hmm.
claims it's Russian disinformation, and then she kept quiet because everybody dug up all the things. Apparently, when she was researching, when she was a journalist, she actually found all of it to be true.
Wow.
Okay, it's heavily documented, incidentally. Now, the first is ideology. The
Huh.
second is we need to remember that all Western police are heavily militarized, be it in Australia, be it in France, be it in America, be it in America, they'll shoot you. They'll first shoot
Oh,
you,
yeah.
then ask. That's the worst of the militarization.
Yeah.
In all these other countries like Australia, New Zealand, Canada, they will beat you
Yeah.
black and blue. No? They won't think twice about it.
Hmm.
Now, the problem comes, number one, with Modi, and number two, with our policing. Okay? We didn't crack down on them seriously enough, early enough.
Hmm.
You allowed it to fester, and after a point, it starts getting media attention. If you'd cracked
Yeah.
down on it in the first 2 weeks, you wouldn't have had the situation you ended up having.
Yeah.
So understand, what Justin Trudeau is doing is actually what we should have been doing.
Justin Trudeau is also not doing it like immediately. He also waited for a while before he.
Because
pulled the
he's caught
trigger.
up in his own words over the Indian farmers' protest.
Ah.
Had he not been caught up in that, he would have gone ahead and done what he wants to do.
Okay.
Okay, so let's be clear about that. This is what there's a guy called Shimel Fenig. He's written a fantastic paper. It's called a rhetorical action trap.
Hmm.
Okay, where you go on using rhetoric and then you can't use it yourself. But in all of this, the most amazing thing is the reaction of New York Times and people like that.
Hmm.
Okay, now I did a thread on this entire thing where, hang on, let me read this. This is about
Sure.
Benjamin
Sure.
Dictator. Benjamin Dictator is a gay Jew man.
Hmm.
Okay, who now I did a whole thread about this. I want
Okay.
you to check this out. Okay, New York Times made these two ladies, they did a piece on it.
Right.
Every second paragraph, for them, a team of self-appointed leaders with military right-wing organizational backgrounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Next paragraph. It's a crew that includes former law enforcement officers, military veterans, and conservative organizers.
Hmm.
Next paragraph. There are hallmarks of military discipline. Next paragraph. Background in the armed forces and law enforcement.
Yeah.
Notice how they are going on repeating the same thing over and over again. Next. In India, the farmers' protests were farmers' protests. Here, it is occupation. Hotel room just out of the fray and war rooms behind the occupation. Highly coordinated occupation. Then, with the occupiers tightly managing the occupation, more. Have become increasingly frustrated with the occupation. Demonstrations in the capital since the start of the occupation. Everything is occupation. ठीक है ना? So these people are using a classic playbook. It is not just the editors. Apparently, these people, they if you look at the video, they went into the press conference. First, they were complaining that you're not letting us into the press conference. When they were let into the press conferences, they started misbehaving themselves. ठीक है ना? उसके बाद क्या हुआ? They say Mr. Dictator has a
Hmm.
history of spouting anti-Islamist views and once said that political Islam is rotting away at our society like syphilis.
Wow.
On one hand, they don't want religion in politics, and then they go after you for not wanting religion in politics.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, in the same thing, she says,
Huh.
this is a hodgepodge of people suffused in counterfactual belief systems, conspiracy theories, religious bigotry, and barely brittle rage at anything seen as contrary to their mission.
Yeah.
Look at the number of contradictions and the kind of Goebbelsian propaganda that they're playing out here.
Yep.
Okay. Then, quote unquote, this is put in quotes, police reports of violence and unlawful activity. They will never check the police reports.
Hmm.
When it suits them, they will check the police reports. When it doesn't suit them, they will not check the police reports.
Hmm.
This is how the whole thing works. ठीक है ना? तो इन लोगों का बहुत ही पहले से एक ये है, they have had this playbook running for a long time and there's nothing you can do about it. This is the way it works.
And even with, but you know, you're making the point कि अच्छा India में ये difference है and West में ये difference है. But I also feel कि West maybe within it depends on what kind of the protest there is. Like you saw during the BLM protests that were happening in India.
They never raised a voice. What did Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez tweet? Protests are meant to be uncomfortable. What did
Didn't
Cuomo
somebody
say?
on CNN say that as well?
Hey,
Huh.
tell me where a protester is meant to be nice, where a protester is not meant to slap you.
That one, yeah.
Chris Cuomo. Okay.
Hmm.
So this is a standard pattern. Now the issue here is, and it's a very big issue now, that the entire media apparatus in the PMO, I don't know which idiots are dealing with it, but they are incompetent through and through. ये पता नहीं गुजरात में कोई ढोकला स्टैंड रास्ते पे चला रहे थे और इधर आके जैसे ये प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन गए वो ढोकला स्टैंड इधर आके पीएमओ में ले आए बट दीस पीपल आर अनफिट टू बी डूइंग एनी काइंड ऑफ पीआर एनीवेयर
Yeah.
Okay, except maybe sell dhoklas on the road.
Yeah. But one thing I want to show everybody before we before I go to Kushal is I really think that somebody needs to make a Trudeau version of this scene from the Dictator movie. I really hope somebody does this. So, what's this?
Often described as ignorant, he changed over 300 Wadian words to Aladdin, including the words positive and negative, causing mass confusion.
Do you want the Aladdin news or the Aladdin news?
The Aladdin news?
You are HIV Aladdin?
I really hope somebody makes this with like, you are HIV Trudeau. Is that a good thing? Do you want the Trudeau news or do you want the Trudeau news?
Yeah.
But you know, there was a I think Harsh Madhusudan made this point on Twitter, which I thought was pretty good. Is you know, it's all well and good laughing at Trudeau, and we absolutely should. The amount that motherfucker has intervened in Indian affairs, we absolutely should. I don't think that's a problem. But at the same time, I also think that it's very important to build up your own capabilities as well. You know, Schadenfreude to a level is fine, and we enjoy it, and it's fun, and everybody enjoys themselves on the live streams. But at a certain point, you have to ask questions of the Indian state as well. Is key because they've laid a template for all kinds of protests down the line. You know, tomorrow there's a lot of ground building right now for the Uniform Civil Code. Tomorrow, if the Uniform Civil Code passes, you know very well, Kushal, ki if you want to get the Uniform Civil Code revoked, what you need to do, right? The template the government has made crystal clear.
No, so it depends. Did the government mess up in Shine Bagh and the farmers' protest? If that is the question, the answer is yes. Will that template be used everything for everything? I don't know. Will it be successful? in every single subject if they keep using it? I don't think so, because
You don't think
every
so?
time if you keep blocking the roads for every small thing, there are too many assumptions going into it. Assumption number one: each and every section of the society is as invested in every subject. That is
Yeah.
point number one. Two, there is something called law of diminishing returns. When you keep using something all the time, it becomes a blunted instrument. It does not
Yeah.
become a sharp tool. So it has to be used sparingly. Like, for an example, when India Against Corruption was a movement, it worked. But
Yeah.
then today, recently, see, how many of you follow Anna Hazare? Like, folks in Maharashtra, like people like us follow Anna very closely. Do
Yeah.
you know Anna had recently done another Amaran Anshan and he
Yeah.
shut it down again? आया
Yeah.
कभी गया कभी किसी को मालूम पड़ा क्या?
Yeah.
अण्णा बोले ये वाईन का रूल तुम्ही केलेला आहे हे चांगलं नाहीये, माय
Yeah.
फास्ट करिंग्स. महाराष्ट्र गव्हर्नमेंट बोला अण्णा यू डू टू मेनी फास्ट, वी डोंट लाइक योर फास्टिंग.
Yeah.
अण्णा ने बोला अच्छा कोई लेटर लिख के दे दो ताकि मैं मेरा फास्ट तोड़ दूं. एक ऐसा अच्छे से चुपिद्दी सा लेटर लिख दिया.
Yeah.
So let us think proportionately, that if they are going to block the roads for every single thing,
Yeah.
then let them. They can, and see, eventually there will be. So I'll give you a very good example of this. Do you think this whole movement of hijab ka response with saffron scarves is purely political, or there is a huge societal angle to it too?
Oh, there's definitely a societal angle to it.
So you have conceded to that point. Now tell me,
100%.
when they will start blocking roads every time for everything, when it is so obviously righteous to do for every single thing, मतलब क्या बाकी चूतिए ही हैं, बाकी कोई रिएक्शन नहीं आएगा? अरे बीजेपी गई तेल लेने, अगर एक छोटे से हिजाब के जैसे रो में कर्नाटका का एक मेजर सेक्शन उतर आता है, बोलता है थोड़ी मानू हम भी सैफरन स्कार्फ पहन के, एंड लोग भूल रहे हैं 2009 में एनडीटीवी की रिपोर्ट मैंने ट्विटर में डाली थी, तभी भी हिजाब पहना था, तभी भी सैफरन स्कार्फ निकले थे और तभी भी ये लोग पीछे हट गए थे. बस क्या हो गया, यूपी का इलेक्शन है करके दे आर ट्राइंग टू मिल्क इट. बट दीज मपेट्स, and I call them Muppets for a reason.
It's very important, Kushal. Sorry to cut you off, but I think somebody posted that on Twitter, that the girl who has approached the High Court for hijab is my right, उसने बोला है pause the hearings जब तक यूपी के इलेक्शन खत्म नहीं हो जाते. Imagine that shit.
इसके लिए तो देखो कई बार क्या होता है, अरे कितनी बार मैं तू और अभिजीत प्राइवेटली बात कर चुके हैं कि ये किसके एजेंट है, ये बीजेपी के एजेंट है क्या? कि साले जैसे इलेक्शन होता है बोलता है हिजाब इज माय. अच्छा तू मजे की बात देख, हिजाब इज माय राइट के हर फोटो पे एनालिसिस करो. ये मैंने कंटेंट एनालिसिस किया है मेरी टीएल पे जाके और दूसरों की टीएल पे जाके, हर एक में बुर्का है. हाँ, ऊपर लिखा है हिजाब इज माय राइट, पहना है डार्थ वेडर का सिथ लॉर्ड सूट. तो व्हाट इज योर राइट? तुम किसको चूतिया बना रहे हो? क्वेश्चन इवेंचुअली ये पूछना है. मगर शाम on because I think we should expose Trudeau chacha for what he is. I just want to show a few videos and let us see. Luckily now I also think it is our moral responsibility, because this show has to teach people and inform people also. So ये वीडियो भूल गए हैं हम लोग, याद है ये वीडियो? बजाओ चाचा जी.
Sun TV watching for any slip. He was asked which country he most admired.
By the way,
and
आवाज टेरी
referred
की
to
है.
China.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China.
शायद टेरी की है.
China.
Because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say, we need to go green as fastest. We need to start, investing in solar. I mean, there is a flexibility that I know Stephen Harper must dream about, of having a dictatorship that he could do everything he wanted.
Wow.
Did you notice the glee on his face when he said China is a basic dictatorship? So I only wanted to show that. But wait, the fun doesn't end here. This is Justin Trudeau accusing a member of parliament in Canada. Abhijit knows this member
Jewish
of parliament.
member of parliament.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
It never ends here, friends.
The Jewish lesbian member of parliament, by the way.
Government needs to trust Canadians. Those are the words of the Prime Minister in 2015. These people, very often misogynistic, racist, women haters, science deniers, the fringe. Same prime minister 6 years later as he fans the flames of an unjustified national emergency. So, Mr. Speaker, when did the prime minister lose his way? When did it happen?
The right honorable prime minister.
Mr. Speaker, Conservative Party members can stand with people who wave swastikas. They can stand with people who wave Confederate flags.
Wow.
We will choose to stand with Canadians who deserve to be able to get to their jobs, who be able to get their lives back. These illegal protests need to stop, and they will, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, wait. So now what has he claimed here, Sham? The fundamental claim is that this is a fringe movement, right? That's Trudeau's and the critics of the truckers movement claims.
Yes.
So let's look at some data.
Mm.
So I got a poll. So this poll is called the Maru Public Opinion Poll.
Yeah.
Right? This is a recent poll. Shout out to Candice Malcolm from True North for sharing this poll for everyone. Candice is doing a fantastic job, by the way. So I'm really fond of Candice and her work. So look at this. Key findings. 1 in 5 Canadians fully support the truckers. Abhijit, I want to ask you, is this a fringe one when around 20 to 27% fully support the truckers?
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. According to him, it is.
Yeah.
Let me, and you know,
There's no definition of fringe. It can be 65% and they still support.
Well, that's the argument that they use in India as well, right? कि ये जो भी लोग राम मंदिर चाहते हैं, they're a fringe movement. Remember, that used to be the thing. Whoever wants a Ram Mandir built is this right-wing fringe. But it wasn't really a right-wing fringe. So anybody that doesn't agree with me is fringe.
ये देख, 1/4 of Canadians support the truckers with what they are protesting about, but not the way they are protesting. मतलब वो लोगों को mandates end करनी है. Canadians, 56% do not support the truckers who are protesting in any way, shape or form and believe that we need to do everything we can put to end these activities. Fair enough.
Right.
Canadians blame truckers and the Prime Minister most for incitement. Just keep reading this. Yeah. Almost 1/3 blame Prime Minister Justin Trudeau the most for the incitement escalation of the protests over the past few weeks. Just look at this.
Yeah.
Conservatives को 7% blame कर रहे हैं.
Yeah. Wow.
Judging Prime Minister Trudeau, a majority, 53% Canadians think the Prime Minister has looked weak in the face of threats. 44% of Canadians think the Prime Minister has inflamed the situation. 1 in 6, 17% thinks the Prime Minister has used every opportunity to calm things down. 3 in 10, 29% Canadians think the Prime Minister has acted like a Prime Minister should. And 1 in 6, 17% think the Prime Minister has looked strong in acting to stop the protests.
Wow.
Whatever you want to say, this is the truth. And this is why, wow, see, what I appreciate, what happens in the West is they do these, you know, opinion polls, mood of the
data
nation
bahut hai
polls.
inke paas,
Data bahut hai, and they form opinions and policies based on that. I wish we did that in this country, magar hum phos hain, hum nahi karte hain.
If you do that, all the rent seeking by the bureaucrats will go out. You know, Gautam Chikkarmani's report, jailed for doing business.
Brilliant.
Everybody from the cabinet secretary down is opposing it.
Yeah.
Because unka ye sab rishwat fishwat khatam na. When the Prime Minister got hold of that report, he threw it at them and said, ye kya bakwas hai, do something.
Wow.
And all the bureaucrats in the PMO turned around and said, ye report bakwas hai, sir.
Yeah.
And you know what their answer was? Tell me, when have these laws ever been implemented? I kid you not. Cabinet Secretary said, when have these laws been implemented? So he's admitting that they are useless laws because they are not implemented. He's also admitting he's useless because he does not implement laws.
Yeah.
What he is not admitting is they use these to get their kids admission into foreign colleges and get their post-retirement gigs and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It is fun to see Hagmeet and Trudeau getting shit on. Though.
अच्छा Hagmeet लोग है ना एक और एक थोड़ा है ना कि लोग Canadian police, Canadian society, it's only fair. This is why I spoke to Jonathan K. Because अभी ये देख, ये Canada है. ये genuinely Canadian
Yeah, I
culture
saw
है.
this
इधर
video.
क्या हो क्या रहा है? और पुलिस और प्रोटेस्टर जफ्फी पा रहे हैं.
उधर हटाने के लिए गए, इधर ये लोग सब लोग गले मिल रहे हैं.
And they're singing "Oh Canada" in the background.
It's the most Canadian,
Yeah.
the most Canadian riot in the world.
Honestly, this is as Canadian as it gets. These are
Yeah.
the most soft people I've come across in my life. Genuinely soft लोग हैं.
Yeah.
मतलब उनको लाइफ में जितना मैं रहा हूँ उधर, मैं समझा हूँ उन लोगों
Yeah.
को, बड़े ही शांति प्रिय. Like, just imagine in my podcast, Jonathan says the one thing that makes me happy is at least the new immigrants that come. They are very proud about their identity and they show it with gusto by showing the Canadian flag and dancing, because white people
Yeah.
simply can't do it anymore in Canada. What have they done to themselves?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
This is actually, except for America, this is true of most Anglo-Saxon societies.
Yeah.
In Australia, I lived there for 12 years. Nicest people you'll come across. And this is
Shy.
what I'm ashamed about, on how they are accepting the kind of authority and lockdowns. Because, the general thing there is they're very much, on one hand, they are respectful of authority. On the other, they're like Italians, where if you have, जहां इधर हम एंटी नेशनल बोलते हैं ना, उधर if you snitch on your colleagues, police use force, they call you un-Australian.
Oh, wow.
Okay, the only Australian use of violence is a pub brawl.
Yeah.
That's perfectly Australian. You go get drunk on lots of beer and you punch each other up and everybody's like, yeah, I got a broken nose. Yeah, hi. But
Yeah.
that's it. Other than that, it's frowned upon. And look how much Australian society has changed.
Yeah.
It's really shocking. So there is a fundamental change happening in these societies where they are accepting, authoritarian restrictions and things like that, well beyond their use by date. Remember, even today, if you go to Dr. Dead's Twitter, that tweet saying, please do not use masks is still up.
Yeah.
And it is not labeled misinformation. He has not been locked out of his account.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing
But did you find out about that this hacker hacked into the Give Send or something?
Oh yeah, Give Send Go.
Talks.
Yeah.
और तूने उसका वीडियो देखा है? Do you think we should share that video and scare the living daylights out of everyone?
Share it. I don't think that poor fellow is there all the way there.
Oh my God, मैं डर गया. शाम उसका वीडियो देख के मैं बोला काका तेनू की होया है? मतलब टटी शटी नहीं आंदी पई एनू.
तेनू पोस्टमॉडर्निज्म हो गया है.
अरे मतलब ये इसको क्या हो गया था?
ये देखो.
इसको थोड़ा
Look at his body
मैं डर गया इसको देख के.
Body language देखो इसका.
Oh my God, मैं डर गया इसको देख के.
Nothing scares me. Nothing. Yes, I doxed the truckers. I did it. It was me. I hacked Give Send Go, baby. And I do it again.
Body language देखो. ये
अभी इसकी टट्टी निकल गई है.
I do it 100 times. I did it. I did it. Come at me. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to me, huh?
ये डांस देखो. ये जो डांस चल रहा है, that's more fun than anything.
I hacked Epic Hosting. I hacked Parler. I hacked Gab. I hacked Truth Social. I hacked Go. Give Send Go. I don't care.
ये डांस शुरू हो गया वापस.
You can literally put my name into the news tab on Google and you can find everything I've done. I am literally in every mainstream media publication for the things that I do. I'm not an unknown actor. I'm literally a famous fucking cyber terrorist. And you think that you can scare me?
I'm a famous cyber terrorist. Oh my God. Yeah.
See, they always default to the pedophile accusations. They always default to that because they have nothing else. It's actually some projection. That guy, I want to see his browser history. That guy loves little girls. I've hunted pedophiles. I've outed pedophile rings online. I have gotten pedophiles arrested, buddy.
Psycho
You have no idea who the hell I am.
Pikachu. Famous होने की ninja technique.
There isn't proof of shit, you fucking lying little cunt. Die! I'm gonna restart this live.
Oh my
Come
god.
back.
Yeah, seriously. The kind of people. The kind of people.
क्या scary है ये आदमी साला.
Yeah. अरे यार, why do 90% of people like this have colored hair? What is the correlation between colored hair and this kind of person?
It's basically somebody trying to gain attention.
Mm.
It's somebody with deep psychotic tendencies.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of both attention deficit disorder and, this is the problem.
Yeah.
We're normalizing mental health diseases.
Yeah.
We're normalizing mental diseases.
Yeah.
That's where we're at now.
Did you see, have you seen this ad? I don't know if you've ever seen this, but there's an ad of a company called betterhelp.com. Betterhelp.com is like this online where you can go get online therapy. And there's these bunch of girls like talking at brunch, and one of the girls is like, oh my god, this cute guy is texting me. So the other girl's like, why aren't you texting him back? And then the first girl that's getting the text, she says, oh, because he says he doesn't do therapy. And then all the other girls are like, oh my god, delete his number. And I'm like, is it mandatory to do therapy? It's like ADHD medication. Remember back in the day? Like anybody who's a little excitable gets ADHD medication. Are sabko jarurat thodi ADHD ki yaar. Maybe somebody's just has a little bit of extra energy. Yeah, it's weird how like having a mental health is almost like a badge of honor now. Having mental health issues and going to therapy is like a badge of honor now. I think it's really funny. Guys, before we move on to the whole meme review stuff, I do want to quickly see if we can just touch on what is going on with the Vikram Sampath thing, because I've noticed a bit of a trend as I've delved into what's going on with Vikram Sampath. There's a trend here. He's not the first guy that's been attacked the way he has. Previously, also there's a litany of other non-leftist scholars that have been attacked in such a way. So I know you've been reading
all
up
the
about
way to Sitaram Goyal and Ram
all the way to
Swarup.
Sitaram Goyal, yeah, all the way back then. So Abhijit, you've written about this extensively. You've written about this on, I think, CNN, IBN. On there, you wrote a blog.
CNN,
Right?
IBN, carried on both.
Yeah. So you've written something. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with Vikram Sampath, because I think it's very important that people know what exactly certain people are trying to do to non-left academics.
So basically, it turns out that Audrey Trusky is the driver of all of this. Okay.
Yeah.
And she, along with this Ananya Chatterjee at Georgetown and his wife, exactly. Control your wife. And this, remember that cuck Rohit Chopra, who used to run a plane?
Yeah.
Who Ram Guha used to quote quite a bit, his
Yeah.
favorite guy, who then called Modi a rapist and a gang rapist and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Those tweets, I sent you those tweets, no?
I have it here. I'll pull it up 1 second.
Yeah.
I have it here. Yeah, keep talking. I'll pull it up in a second.
Now, they basically decided that they were going to go after Vikram, not based on his book.
Yeah.
They've gone after him based on a transcribed paper from 2017. Now, I think anybody who sees podcasts and things like that, or speeches, tell me, is there a footnoting or a referencing system for speeches?
Yeah.
Right. Now, they've basically sent it and said, please send us references for this. He sent them back references for whatever they asked for, and they've gone and published it.
Yeah.
Now, they've decided, and the thing is, the piece also says what it is. Okay. Their thing is that he has not referenced it to their standard of liking.
Yeah.
Now, they found the only thing they found in their book was apparently something that a undergraduate student who died of lymphoma had used. And you know what it turned out to be? That guy had also picked the quote up from EPW.
Yes.
So it's like saying you quote EPW first, and if I also quote EPW, I should not quote the EPW article. I should also quote everybody who has used that quote before me.
ये क्या कौन बनेगा करोड़पति का फास्टेस्ट फिंगर फर्स्ट हो रहा है
ये
क्या?
वही है. That's exactly what it is.
Now, what's worse is that Audrey Trusky has gone and written to all these people, to his PhD supervisor,
Yes.
this, that, everybody under the sun. And, it is now a case, it's a clear-cut case now of criminal harassment. So there's going to be a
Yes.
filing of criminal charges against her, against Ananya Chakravarti, and against Rohit Sharma. So wait till they come back. They're getting a one-way ticket to jail.
Yeah. I mean, it's why I think it's very important for people, the general audience that is watching today, उनको ये समझना जरूरी है कि क्यों इस तरह के attacks हो रहे हैं. Because, have you guys seen that movie Love के लिए कुछ भी करेगा? Abhijit obviously has not. Yeah, वो हिंदी पिक्चर नहीं देखता ये फालतू टाइप की. लेकिन कुशल, have you seen it?
मैं तो अभिजीत से भी 2 कदम आगे हूँ. मैं तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं देखता हिंदी सिनेमा.
अरे शाबाश. तो उसमें एक if people have seen Love के लिए कुछ भी करेगा, उसमें Johnny Lever is playing a character called तू मेरी खुजा मैं तेरी खुजा.
Such a profound thought in our serial. मतलब यहाँ हम लोग विक्रम संपत की सीरियस बात कर रहे हैं. हमारे बोराट चाचा, अरे तू मेरी खुजा मैं तेरी खुजा हूँ. पूरा इतना इंटेलेक्चुअल लेवल है.
So in that movie, Johnny Lever plays a character called Aslam Bhai.
You can actually sing this. तू मेरा खो जाओ मैं तेरी खो जाऊं ना 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 ना. वो कौन सा वाला गाना था?
तू मेरी खुजा मैं तेरी खुजा. It can be a rap song. इसका
मैं
कोई rap बना के भेजो.
तू मेरा टाटा ताना ना. ऐसे कुछ song.
एक ही vernacular गाना याद है बेचारे को. But yeah, he plays a character called Aslam Bhai. Aslam Bhai local गुंडे हैं जो हर जगह दुकान पे जाते हैं, घर पे जाते हैं चंदा लेने के लिए. Everybody has to give चंदा to असलम भाई, and everybody को सबको घुटने टेकने जरूरी है असलम भाई के सामने. और एक घर में एक आदमी होता है, उसके पास असलम भाई जाते हैं चंदा मांगने के लिए, तो बोलते हैं कि असलम भाई मैं तो गणपति का चंदा देता हूँ. वो आदमी बोलता है असलम भाई मेरा तो भाई मर गया, मैं गणपति नहीं मनाता. तो असलम भाई बोलते साले भाई मर गया तो भगवान को भूल जाएगा, चंदा तो देना ही पड़ेगा. सो दैट इज बेसिकली दिस ये इंटेलेक्चुअल लेफ्ट विंग इंटेलेक्चुअल्स का ये जो सर्कल जर्क है, ये लोग बेसिकली असलम भाई हैं. इन लोगों को, एंड पीपल लाइक विक्रम संपत, पीपल लाइक जय साई दीपक, पीपल लाइक संजीव सान्याल, दे हैव बिकम celebrated intellectuals in their own right without giving any hafta to असलम भाई. ना असलम भाई के सामने इन्होंने घुटने टेका है, ना असलम भाई से इन्होंने परमिशन लिया है. उसके बावजूद,
and you know the best thing, this is what irritates them. You understand?
Yeah, exactly.
Neither Sanjeev nor Vikram have footnoted any of these scumbags in their notes.
बहुत जली है. बहुत जली है. And so you have become best-selling authors without the permission of Aslam Bhai. And I love the description that Abhijit used in his articles. He called them the halal board. They decide what is halal and what is haram. So they have become best-selling authors without the permission of the halal board, without the halal board certification.
Mind you, some of them have been exposed so thoroughly, like Nalin Mehta has done, Gilles Vernier and Christophe Jaffrelot. They were proven to be concocting data, miscategorizing it, deliberately changing categories. Imagine Christophe Jaffrelot and Gilles Vernier set up a data center, the Trivedi Data Center, Trivedi Center for the Study of Data at Ashoka University. And he doesn't know that Jats have been classified as OBC in Uttar Pradesh for the last 20 years. ये चूतिया डेटा सेंटर चलाएगा. अब तुम देखो, वो भी घोटू हमारे व्यूअर बच्चों को अशोका यूनिवर्सिटी भेजना चाहते हैं. Kind of education you want to give your kids.
Yeah. That's what it is. They are trying their very best. And remember, this happened with Jai Sai Deepak as well, where Walter Mignolo had written a large endorsement for Jai Sai Deepak's book. But that lady that has a runway on her forehead, she then started screaming and shouting, and saying कि नहीं नहीं इसको right wing fascism को endorsement मिल रहा है, and then Mignolo recanted his endorsement basically.
Which lady is this?
Arey, that lady who has the forehead shaped like a bloody airport runway. I don't know what her name is. Arey, जो बोलती रहती है, I'm a Brahmin and I want to die or something like that. Do you remember her? Wait. I'll find the name. Hold on, 1 second. What is her name? I had her tweet somewhere. Priyamvada Gopal.
Arey, wo, she's not Ranveer, eh? She's Klaus Kinski. Bring up a photo of Klaus Kinski. And Klaus Kinski was very mentally disturbed, by the way, you know.
Yeah, well, that's not surprising.
Daughter Nastasia accused him of molesting her and things like that.
Oh my God.
1 second,
Yeah.
I want to show you this. I think I tweeted it out.
Yeah.
I tweeted out the comparison. 1 second. मैं तुमको लोगों को
Dika, dal. Yeah, that happened with Desai Deepak and Sanjeev. My funniest part was what some lady said about Sanjeev Sanyal. I have the quote right here while Abhijit is looking for it. I'll read you the quote that some lady said about. So this is some researcher named Meera Vishwanathan. Meera Vishwanathan basically said about Sanjeev Sanyal that she's very unhappy that Sanjeev Sanyal's books are becoming popular. She said, soon I began to see his books everywhere, especially in airport bookstores, propped up beside trinkets and chocolates. Then his videos started appearing in WhatsApp forwards. मतलब इनके परमिशन के बिना आपके वीडियो भी नहीं जा सकते कहीं पे, इनके परमिशन के बिना आपकी किताबें नहीं बिक सकती.
And did you read the piece? Because what she claims is you do not have the right to interpret. It wasn't about the training. It is a question of what she will determine, what weightage to certain facts you will give will be determined by her.
Yeah.
I've sent you the tweet. Check it out.
Okay, let me pull it up. Kidhar hai bhai? Where is it? All right, I have it right. फोटो देख. ये क्या फोटो? ये क्या फोटो है भाई? ये वो वाली फोटो है जो ये अमरीश पुरी वाला कौन सा रोल था उसकी फोटो है ना? I think I'm pretty sure this is that Amrish Puri photo, but yeah,
This is a profile photo, boss.
Is it really?
Haan, go to Priyamvada Gopal and check out a profile photo.
That's amazing.
So she hasn't met you yet.
Let's see. Gopal, right? नहीं गोपाल नहीं चेंज हो गया अभी चेंज हो गया now it's
but it won't be
सुशील वाली फोटो लगाई है बिल्कुल देखो अभी एकदम सुशील
अबे साला किधर गई
कौन सी
show me the photo it reminds me of somebody else
ये देख अबे ये नहीं किधर है I have it right here
Audrey Sharma Nitrushki
Vikram is a plagiarist. He should learn how to write a book from me. I don't copy anybody else's work. I just write some potty and my lovers lap it up. Sham baby, कल रात को जगराते से मैंने 95 चुराए थे.
आज रात को बंद समोसा पक्का है.
बंद समोसा पक्का है. Oh my God. Fantastic. But yeah, the point from our discussion is, this whole thing, the court case and everything that's going to take its course. But my point, Kushal, and let me know if you want to add something to it or anything like that. But my entire thing from this is the way to fight this and what can people do, what can normal people like me and you and whoever's watching here can do is, make sure there's not one Vikram Sampath or one Desai Deepak or one Sanjeev Sanyal. Make sure there's 50 of each. So go out there, and if you have not bought Desai Deepak's book or Sanjeev Sanyal's book or Vikram Sampath's book, buy it. Buy it in the thousands, buy it in the tens of thousands. Make them all bloody millionaires. Make them never dependent on any grant, any bloody bullshit ever again. And make other people, young people who are in university right now, who have an interest in research, make them see ki, acha dekho, without the approval of the halal board, I can become a best-selling author and I can become a millionaire. So 100 more Vikram Sampaths emerge out of every house. That's what we can do in our personal capacity. Anything to add there, Kushal?
Fully endorse that. Not only would I,
I've
and
tweeted the
I always
latest.
say,
क्या?
Just go check. I've tweeted the latest DP. One sec. Let me just
अच्छा.
forward it to you.
क्या भेजा है भाई?
एक
Have
minute,
you
एक
sent
minute.
it in the group?
No, I just tweeted it. I've sent it in the group now. Check.
अच्छा अच्छा. अच्छा ये बैठ के उधर ट्वीट बना रहा था.
क्या कर रहा है कुत्ते तू? ऐसी अश्लील हरकतें करता तू.
अश्लील हरकतें करता रहता है. Same.
बात कसम.
Oh my God. Runway madam.
So
Yeah, go
before
ahead,
we go to
Kushal.
the meme review, so I'll just say this. Look, I've been very clear that when it comes to this entire saga, what is happening is that they're not scared of what Vikram has written. They're
There's no
scared
critique
what
of his
Vikram
work.
is going to write.
Barely. Yeah.
No, they're scared of what Vikram is going to write. Always
Exactly.
remember that.
Yeah.
They are very worried about that, because if the citation loop is broken, in fact, even when I spoke with Nalin on my podcast, with Nalin, people need to understand, where is the Gangotri of data about India and moods coming from? That whatever that university, क्या नाम थी उसकी अभी, अशोका यूनिवर्सिटी ना,
अशोका यूनिवर्सिटी. हाँ.
अशोका यूनिवर्सिटी जहाँ पे ये जैफर लॉ रही है, तो गंगोत्री है, वो एक ही गंगोत्री है, वहां से निकलता है, गंगोत्री सर्टिफाइड है. अब आप समझो, मैंने कितनी बार बोला है साइटेशन लूप्स कैसे बनते हैं.
Yeah.
एक गंगोत्री है, उसके ऊपर 200 ऐसे लिखते हैं. अब मैं आपको चैलेंज करके बोल रहा हूं, मैंने नलिन मेहता की बुक 2 बार पढ़ी, ठीक है.
What a book.
मैं मोनोलॉग्स बनाऊंगा उसके डेटा को यूज करके.
Yeah.
मैं देखना चाहता हूं कितने लोग उसके डेटा को यूज करके 200 ऐसे लिखेंगे, क्योंकि लेफ्ट जैफर लो की बुक को यूज करके डेटा लिखकर 300 लिखते हैं और विकिपीडिया पे रेफरेंसेस आती हैं. आप हम निठल्ले हैं. हम एक बुक आती है उसको भी नहीं पढ़ते हैं, मैं तो उसको भी बोलते हैं जरा ऐसे लिख के दे दो, पोस्ट वालों सब कुछ हम ही करेंगे, तुम क्या गांड मराओगे. ये प्रॉब्लम है. प्रॉब्लम यहां है.
Exactly.
Yeah, I really think hopefully this episode convinces more and more people to get into academia, get into data, and get into research. And इस तरह के 50 और निकालो यार. We don't
बोल, पहले भेज उसके बाद बात कर.
पहले डाल उसके बाद बात कर यार. पहले टेंशन मत ले. All right, let's do some meme review, then I'll get out of here, and then we'll try to figure out what the hell is wrong with my bloody camera today. But we have some good ones today. ये देखो, ये पहला वाला, this is from ये तेजिंदर पाल सिंह बग्गा ने अपने ट्विटर अकाउंट पे डाला था.
ये तो जॉनथन को मैंने भेजा, जॉनथन ने भी ट्वीट किया. ये बहुत मजा आया. जॉनथन ने बोला, this is doing rounds in India.
Honestly, this is an insult to Indira Gandhi, who was actually a very classy lady.
मगर ये मस्त है.
Yes. But she was pretty and she was classy. ये टट्टू उसके कैलिबर का.
Oh my God, ये टट्टू.
मगर कैनेडियंस को बहुत मजा आया ये देखकर.
Canadians बहुत ले रहे हैं साले इसकी
Apparently
लट्टू.
this is doing rounds in India.
ये देखो, ये वाला देखो, this one's one of my favorite Trudeau memes. ये देखो, ये भेजा है मेरे को टैवोर ऑपरेटिव ने ट्विटर पे. ये देखो.
This is outrageous. Where are the armed men who come in to take the?
अबे लेकर भाई, ये क्या है?
तेरा
क्यों नहीं कर रहा?
इंटरनेट साले सब मेरे इंटरनेट का मजा उड़ा रहे थे. अब
हाँ यार, ये अब हम लोग को ना वो हो गया है. This is karma, is what we're getting basically.
Yes.
I don't know what this is, why this is not playing. अबे play कर भाई.
मेरे को भेज दे लिंक इंडिविजुअली, मैं प्ले करूंगा.
Yeah, I'll just send it to you. Hold on, I'll just send these links to you. Give me 1 second.
सारे मत भेज, एक एक करके भेज, क्योंकि फिर मैं कंफ्यूज हो जाता हूँ.
ठीक है, मैं एक एक करके भेजता हूँ. एक एक करके भेजता हूँ.
जो नहीं बजेगा वो एक एक करके भेज. वीडियो वाले भेज दे.
हाँ, एक एक करके भेजता हूँ. आप इसको start playing this. वीडियो वाला ही भेजता हूँ। I don't know why fucking यार आज ना हर चीज में पनौती हो रखी है ना, मेरा कैमरा काम कर रहा है।
सब कर्मा है तेरा शाम। तूने मेरा मजाक उड़ाया था ना, मेरे इंटरनेट का मजाक उड़ाया था,
Yeah.
मेरे टीवी का मजाक उड़ाया था, मेरा माइक का मजाक उड़ाया था, सबका मजाक उड़ाया था। अब तू
Yeah.
नंगा।
अब वो हो रहा है, अब कर्मा कैचिंग अप विद ऑल ऑफ अस लाइक जस्टिन ट्रूडो। ये देखो, ये पहला वाला भेजा है मैंने, ये शेयर करो।
पकड़ी मिनट। हाँ मैं कर रहा हूँ। मैं करिंग्स
प्लीज करिंग्स।
ये वाला मैंने नहीं देखा।
ये नहीं देखा? ये प्ले करो ना।
अच्छा ये क्या साला?
This is outrageous. Where are the armed men who come in to take the protesters away? Where are they? This kind of behavior is never tolerated in Boracua. You shout like that, they put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing. Journalists, we have a special jail for journalists. You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail. You're charging too high prices for sweaters, glasses. You right to jail. You undercook fish, believe it or not, jail. You overcook chicken, also jail. Undercook, overcook. You make an appointment with the dentist and you don't show up, believe it or not, jail right away.
It's accurate.
Believe it or not, jail right away. Okay, let's see if my internet works for this one.
इमेजेस में चलेगा?
इमेजेस में ट्राई करते हैं। या आज हर चीज की पनौती हो रखी है। ये भेजा है भरसू ने भेजा है, ये देखो। शी जिनपिंग फोन उठा के बोलता है, ब्रो यू सी एंड दे कॉल अस डिक्टेटर्स, होल्ड अप, गॉट अ लाइन ब्रो। आज चाइना और नॉर्थ कोरिया बहुत खुश।
ये किसने ट्वीट किया था?
ये भरसू @BHARSOO।
ये ट्वीट मेरे को भेज।
अच्छा ये ट्वीट तेरे को भेजता हूँ, ये देख भेज रहा हूँ अभी। ब्रो यार कम से कम एंटरटेनमेंट तो प्रोवाइड कर रहा है ना 2-3 हफ्ते के लिए जस्टिन ट्रूडो। ये देख अभी भेज दिया तेरे को। अरे कहाँ गया यार? The hell's going on? I don't know, something's going on with my everything. आज मेरा तो सब कुछ खराब है। आज साला कैमरा भी खराब है। आज
देख तेरा कैमरा इतना खराब है, अभिजीत के घर में वो कुत्ता भी भौंकना शुरू हो गया।
कुत्ते ने भौंकना शुरू कर दिया। हो क्या रहा है? I have no idea what is happening with anything.
टीकू तलसानिया की आवाज में ये क्या
everything has ये क्या हो रहा है? I honestly don't know. My camera isn't working. My microphone right before I started the podcast wasn't working. Sala, nothing is working today. So I'll tell you what, Kushal, I'll send you these one by one. आप बस दिखाते रहो, ठीक है? I'll just keep adding these in the bloody
मैं दिखाओ।
हाँ, तुसी दिखाओ, असी भेजते हैं।
तब तक मेरी बेटी को कितनी स्वीट।
अबे ये तो मैसेज
ये नहीं, अगला वाला भेजा, ये देखो।
हाँ वो ये क्या नॉनसेंस हो रहा है मेरी लाइफ में।
अगला वाला भेजा।
This is too funny. This is too funny. Oh my God, लोग कितने हराम कर रहे हैं। राणा मेरा
पैसा वापस। कमाल के लोग हैं यार।
पैसा वापस कर मेरा। सच बात है।
ये
What is this nonsense? What nonsense?
मेरा पैसा, ये काजू कतला वाला जो है वो वाला शेयर करो।
ये क्या मजाक है?
वॉल्यूम के साथ करना, वॉल्यूम के साथ।
Oh shit.
वापस
ये मजा आ गया।
ये बंदा 5 साल से खास रहा है यार। ये आदमी, इसको दुनिया का सबसे लंबा टीबी हुआ है इस आदमी को। 5 साल से नॉन स्टॉप खांस रहा है ये आदमी।
तेरे को याद है वो एक वो पिक्चर थी, पता नहीं कौन सी थी, उसमें खास के वो बात करता था। तो यार वो पिक्चर भूल गई है, 90s की पिक्चर थी या
ये
पता नहीं
वही
कब
आदमी
की।
है।
वो एक केजरूस से ही इंस्पायर हुआ है।
उसी से इंस्पायर हुआ है। देखो एक और भेजा है मैंने।
हाँ बर्बाद। ये तो अभिजीत का बेस्ट फ्रेंड है। अभिजीत को रात को इसके बारे में सपने आते हैं।
If scam had a face.
सच बात ही तो है।
हाँ?
सच बात ही तो है।
सच बात ही तो है ये एकदम। if क्या बोलते हैं ये आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस स्कैम का फेस डिजाइन करता तो ऐसा ही करता बिल्कुल। It's amazing. ये वाला अगला वाला दिखाओ। देखो भेजा है मैंने अभी आपको। शेयर करो।
यार शेयर करना।
अच्छा नाम का तोर?
प्रियांशु शर्मा।
प्रियांशु शर्मा ई गांव के हुए?
हाँ।
हैं पढ़े जा ले?
ना।
काहे रे काहे पढ़े काहे गेले?
पीछे तेरे बाप दिगन।
बड़ा हरामी हो बेटा। अच्छा तो ठीक बा, ई बताओ योगी के जाने ले?
नाम तो सुन ले बड़े लेकिन नहीं जान।
खाली नाम सुन ले बड़े। के हो वैसे योगी का सुन ले बड़े उनके बारे में?
योगी के हो?
हाँ योगी के हो का सुन ले बड़े?
अखिलेश के बाप।
गजब बेइज्जती है। क्या योगी क्या सुनिए?
योगी के हो?
हाँ योगी के हो का सुन ले बड़े?
अखिलेश के बाप।
अखिलेश के बाप।
अबे उसने बोला कि
योगी का बच्चा सब एकदम हरामी है।
योगी कौन है? बोलता है अखिलेश का बाप है योगी।
अखिलेश का बाप।
छोटा सा उसने भी ले डाली हमारे अखिलेश।
ये सब यूपी वाले लौंडे होते हैं ना, बहुत दुष्ट होते हैं।
बहुत चालू लौंडा है यूपी वाला सब।
और इतना इनोसेंट फेस के साथ बोल रहा है, he actually means it.
अभिजीत अभी तो आंखें बंद कर ले, तुझे शर्म आने वाली है। Priyanka Gandhi, whether it is bikini or Google, a pair of jeans or hijab, it's a woman's right to decide what she wants to wear. हमारे सर, हाँ जी वो बिकिनी वाले कॉलेज में इंग्लिश टीचर लगवा दीजिए।
इंग्लिश टीचर लगवा दीजिए।
बर्बाद कितने कर डाला
सर।
You know what I like about this is, if you sent this to Shashi Tharoor, he'd probably retweet it.
He would probably like it as well. बाद में फिर फरदीन खान से गालियां खाएगा। फरदीन खान से।
ये तो तूने एकदम मैट्रिक्स वाला जोक मार दिया।
वो शेयर करो ना फरदीन खान वाला जो शेयर किया था वो वाला डालो।
करता हूँ। यार वो मैं इतना पागल के था, मुझे किसी ने वो व्हाट्सएप पे भेजा, मैं बर्बाद हो गया उसको देख के। दिल थाम के बैठना दोस्तों। He tried to look like Indra, but ended up looking like Fardeen Khan. और हमको कोई
ये नाम नहीं जाने वाला कहीं।
हरकतें मोदी या बीजेपी के किसी पॉलिटिशियन के साथ नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि हम सबके साथ करते हैं ये।
सबके साथ करते हैं। हमने कितनी सारी मोदी जी और इवांका वाली मीम्स बनाई है भाई, कितनी सारी। रुको मैं भेज रहा हूँ कुशल एक बार। ये वाला देखो। I don't know if you've shown this before, but ये वाला Somebody sent this.
मेरे को अभी भी शशि थरूर क्या हो रहा है हमारे देश में? शशि थरूर के साथ ऐसी अश्लील हरकतें होती है। सर I'm not party to this. I just laugh. आप प्लीज मेरी पॉडकास्ट पे आना। American have Milo in a place. Indian hold my beer. Abhijit Iyer Mitra. Everybody's a gangster asserting religious identity in classrooms until Abhijit Iyer Mitra self-identifies as a Muslim, Hijabi, gender flowing, sentinelese Chinese queer bride, and a communist connoisseur of bacon before enrolling in a college.
Photo देखो photo. क्या फोटो क्या फोटो डाली है यार? ये इतना डीप मीम है ना भाई, ये कसम से दिस इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट अमेजिंग वंस आई हैव सीन। गुड जॉब यार जिसने भी भेजा है, whoever sent this is amazing. So ये वाला भेजा है द कॉन्ट्रा आर्यन ने रेडिट पे एंड says ये व्लाड भाई वर्सेस द वेस्ट बेसिकली।
वीडियो प्ले करना है क्या?
हाँ वीडियो है, वीडियो प्ले करना पड़ेगा। व्लाड भाई वर्सेस द वेस्ट। कब अटैक करेगा? Nobody knows when Putin's going to attack.
You know, Putin is exactly what the West deserves.
Oh yeah.
Putin is playing that Simon Says game.
Basically, that's exactly what he's doing.
ये वाला भेजा है _activated_carbon ने रेडिट पे।
Shit, look at this.
वॉल्यूम डालो।
बर्बाद।
होशियारी दिखाई तो टांग तोड़ दूंगा। ये तो बोला था ना, बोला था कि नहीं?
मैंने ऐसा तो आपने कहा था उस दिन जब आप में थे तब आपने कहा था, और आपने ये भी कहा था कि इनके टुकड़े टुकड़े करके मछलियां खिला देंगे। बोला था ना मालिक, बेचारे भूल गए होंगे, टेंशन बहुत है ना।
नहीं कहा था मैंने, मां कसम। तूने जरूर कहा होगा, मुझे तुम पर पूरा भरोसा है। मेरी बुराई किए बिना तेरा खाना हजम ही नहीं होगा।
तूने बोला था कि नहीं बोला था बाइडन साले? अभी बोल बहुत चल रहा है। देखो ये डाला है।
Have you noticed when Kushal Mehra laughs in this angle? He looks like that evil industrialist in Simpsons.
Mr. Burns.
अभी इनको मैं स्क्रीन में देख रहा हूँ ना, क्योंकि मेरे को स्क्रीन में देखना पड़ रहा है।
अभी मिस्टर बर्न्स बुलाना पड़ेगा। ये देखो दो भेजे हैं मैंने अभी आपको।
वो साइड मुंह चेहरा करके थोड़ा हंस कुशल।
शट अप।
प्रोफाइल करके हंस। दिखा स्क्रीन पे।
फूड पार्क में जो आप उगाओगे, आलू के चिप्स उगाओ,
केचप उगाओ,
सब यहाँ फूड पार्क में
राजपाल
जो आप उगाओगे, आलू के चिप्स, टमाटो केचप, ये सब यहाँ बनाया जाएगा।
आलू के चिप्स उगाओ
होती है यार, ऐसे कौन चीज है?
बहुत बड़े बाबा है।
He doesn't realize कि इसका कितना मजाक उड़ाया जा रहा है।
इसको बीजेपी पैसे देती है भाई।
अरे इसको बीजेपी से करोड़ रुपए की सैलरी आती है हर हफ्ते हर साल। यार तू क्या बात कर रहा है? बंदा
Kids
एंजॉय कर रहा है
finally.
लाइफ।
Oh, ये तो
This is one of my favorite ones. ये पूरा देखो।
पापा मुझे स्कूल नहीं जाना।
अरे बेटा स्कूल जा रहे हो?
जा कौन रहा है? जबरदस्ती भेज रहे हैं साले।
स्कूल जाना तो अच्छी बात है बेटा।
अच्छी बात है। तो ले तू जा फिर स्कूल। नहीं जा सकता। हो गई वो टाइम। बदतमीज ऐसे बात करते हैं बड़ों से। चल स्कूल।
अरे गोलू बेटे स्कूल जा रहे हो?
नहीं तेरे बाप की बारात में जा रहा हूँ। चलेगा? बदतमीज बड़ों से ऐसे बात करते हैं तो कैसे करते हैं? ये ड्रेस नहीं नजर आ रही, स्कूल बैग नहीं दिख रहा, कहाँ जा रहा है स्कूल? बदतमीज चल यहाँ से, चल आज शाम को बताता हूँ तेरे को। पानी डाल ले।
अरे वाह गोलू बेटा स्कूल जा रहा है?
तेरा मुर्दा फूकने जा रहा हूँ। मुझे भी कोई ले।
तेरा मुर्दा
सुधरेगा नहीं तू, बहुत बिगड़ गया है। जिसको देखो उंगली कर रहा है। मैं क्या मैयत में जा रहा हूँ? मोहल्ले में इज्जत खराब करके रख दी तूने मेरी। चल तेरे कारण मोहल्ले में निकलना भी मुश्किल हो जाएगा मेरा। तेरी माँ ने बिगाड़ दिया तुझे।
गोलू
बेटे चुप चुप, उंगली ना करियो। स्कूल जा रहा हूँ, भाग आगे भाग।
ये लास्ट में जो था ना गोलू
Actually quite funny. कहाँ से? कहाँ से है?
क्या?
ओ हरामजादा अभिजीत को दे कुत्ता।
कहाँ से है ये?
हरामी।
कौन कहाँ से है?
This video clip.
I don't know कहाँ से है ये। किसी ने ट्विटर पे भेजा था।
ये हरामी अभिजीत को देखो।
किसी ने इतनी जल्दी बना भी दिया।
मैं रिट्वीट कर रहा हूँ इसको।
करो इतनी जल्दी बना भी
They look
दिया।
the same, no?
सही बात है। There's a familial similarity. देखो एक और भेजा मैंने आपको।
हाँ मैं तेरे को भेज रहा हूँ। ये तो फोटा है।
ये तो फोटा है। दो फोटा है। मुझे को राणा जी माफ करना। दूसरे वाले में डोनेटेड कुशल मेरा। पीछे देख पीछे।
खुशी मेरी जान।
ये भैया ये सही है। ये हम लोग को ना बिना कुछ एक्सप्लेन किए वो जो हिजाब के सपोर्ट में हैशटैग्स बन रहे हैं ना, चुपचाप ट्वीट कर देना चाहिए और देखते हैं कितने लोग इसको रीट्वीट करते हैं बिना रियलाइज किए।
ये टेक्निक अच्छी है। ये टेक्निक अच्छी है।
हाँ बिना किसी को बताए चुपचाप एकदम सीरियसली इसको ट्वीट कर दो। देखो 2 और भेजे मैंने आपको।
देख रहा हूँ। जात का क्या लोग है।
अरे लगाना स्क्रीन पे।
तू देख तेरे को अच्छा लगेगा ये। देख इंदिरा गांधी और फिडेल कास्ट्रो। क्या फोटो बनाई है यार, क्या फोटो बनाई है। अबे तू समझेगा नहीं ये मूवी का
joke
सीन
going on that Fidel Castro is not Justin Trudeau's father.
Yeah.
What they've done is shown a photo of Fidel and Indira together and then Justin Trudeau. समझ जाना तू।
पूजा कर रहा था ना कि
No, Pierre is not the father, no. Just Castro is the father. He's actually the biological father of Trudeau, no. Yeah.
बेचारे लोग, दुखी लोग। ये देखो एक और शेयर किया है।
हाँ ये वीडियो है ना।
हाँ नहीं ये वीडियो नहीं है, फोटो है। ये भी फोटो है। डालो मैं पढ़ के सुनाता हूँ।
कल सिद्धू जी के खून की जांच की गई और उसमें 11.5 ग्राम प्रति सैंपल पंजाब पाया गया। ब्रेकिंग न्यूज, राहुल गांधी की बात निकली। और ये न्यूज This is in
काट के
context
देखो
to-
पंजाब निकलेगा,
काट के देखो पंजाब निकलेगा स्पीच ऑफ राहुल गांधी। बर्बाद हो गए सिद्धू
एकदम
साहब।
सही डाला यार, एकदम सही डाला है। ओह माय गॉड, ये देखो ये वीडियो डाल रहा हूँ मैं, ये वीडियो बहुत सही है। ये वीडियो दिखाओ स्क्रीन, ये वीडियो दिखाओ स्क्रीन पे। राहुल गांधी की बात निकली सच, वॉल्यूम के साथ। This is probably one of my favorite ones.
My people are the worst. Indian people have no clue how to post pictures, do we? You want to have a good time? Go to an Indian person's house and look at their parents' photo album. Everybody stood the exact same way.
That is so true.
It is.
इसकी एंडिंग बेस्ट है, इसकी एंडिंग बेस्ट है।
ये एंड में ये तेरी सबसे अच्छे फोटो है।
Everybody stood the same exact way.
वापस।
My people are the worst. Indian people have no clue how to post pictures, do we? You want to have a good time? Go to an Indian person's house and look at their parents' photo album. Everybody stood the exact same way.
ये मैं वीडियो डालूंगा।
ये डालो डालो, ये सोचो।
ये मेरे को वीडियो अलग से भेजना प्लीज।
पता है, मैं बताता हूँ, इसलिए रसल पीटर्स से कोई चिढ़ता नहीं है। Nobody ever gets offended at Russell Peters because Russell Peters fucking knows Indians. Russell Peters को पता है हिंदुस्तानी है कौन।
And he's actually funny.
He's actually funny and he gets
Even when he's
people.
insulting you, it's fantastic because it's true.
Oh my god, it's so funny, man. Oh, यार सारे राज निकल कर आ रहे हैं सामने। ये देखो एक और भेजा मैंने। ये भी डालो। वॉल्यूम के साथ।
कि हिंदुस्तान का युवा सिर्फ हिंदुस्तान को नहीं देश को बदल सकता है।
अबे साले पाकिस्तान में स्पीच दे रहा है क्या?
यार
क्या आदमी है, इसका रोज का है भाई, ये रोज, इसके रोज का इस आदमी का भाई।
क्या है इसका? ये चंपू है या चूतिया है?
मेरे को पता नहीं ऑनेस्टली, आई ऑनेस्टली डोंट नो कौन ज्यादा बड़ा चंपू है, फरदीन खान या ये, बिकॉज फरदीन खान अभी वो वाला वीडियो देखे जहां पे वो, अच्छा ये वाला दिखाओ पहले।
मेरे पास एक स्कीम
I manufacture both fabrics. scheme है। Oh my god यार, that's fantastic. ये वो वाला दिखाओ ना, वो फरदीन खान वाला जो लास्ट वाला, पता नहीं मेरे पास है वो वीडियो, रुको मैं दिखाता हूँ, मेरे पास है वो वीडियो। ये इतनी कमाल की औरत है वो वीडियो, मैं दिखाता हूँ ना, ये वाला देखो, ये इतने कमाल के लोग हैं, इसकी पूरी फैमिली, याद रखो इसके पहले मैं दिखा रहा हूँ, ये प्रियंका गांधी का वीडियो है। बिफोर आई सेंड दिस टू यू कुशल, दिस वुमन्स एंटायर फैमिली ऑलमोस्ट उत्तर प्रदेश से इलेक्शन लड़ती है। इसका भाई पिछले 15 साल से उत्तर प्रदेश से इलेक्शन लड़ रहा है। इसके फैमिली रायबरेली से इलेक्शन लड़ा करते थे, ठीक है। दे क्लेम टू बी फ्रॉम यूपी, एसेंशियली उत्तर प्रदेश के परिवार हैं ये लोग। एंड लुक एट व्हाट दे आर डूइंग। ये जरा शेयर करो, फाइनल वन विल शो टुडे।
ये तो आज ही हुआ था ना।
हाँ तो ये वो पूरा परिवार को ये सेम बीमारी है.
दिखाओ ना.
कुत्ते टाइम लगता है.
साला.
ये देख लो. तो ही इज बेसिकली सेइंग कि ये जो
यूपी
यूपी
बिहार
बिहार
दिल्ली
के लोग जो इधर
आके
आके मौज करते थे वो अब नहीं कर पाएंगे. दे कांट कम हियर फॉर अ बेटर लाइफ. और यूपी की जो औरत है ताली बजा रही है, ताली
दिल्ली
बजा
और
बजा के खुश हो रही है. या दिल्ली और यूपी बोथ. या और ये जो लड़की यूपी की है फरदीन खान, इसका पूरा फैमिली यूपी से इलेक्शन लड़ता है. यूपी में वोट मांगने के लिए आने ही वाले हैं ये लोग. तो जरा यूपी के जितने भी लोग हैं याद रखना, द नेक्स्ट टाइम कांग्रेस कम्स टू यू पीपल आस्किंग फॉर वोट्स, पूछना जरा कि आप ये पंजाब में तालियां क्यों बजा रही थी. द लास्ट
And
थिंग.
you know, she's come out with a rebuttal saying it was taken out of context.
Of course.
I just want to show, Abhijit's function ka poster. अभिजीत का फंक्शन है.
अरे बड़ा कर दीजिए. अरे बड़े कर उसको. जूम कर, जूम. लोग देख नहीं पा रहे हैं.
भाई ये देखा क्या?
नहीं, फोटो इससे बड़ी जूम नहीं हो रही है.
Oh my God, सागर.
गांड ओपनिंग सागर टायर टेक हार्टली वेलकम श्री NS नंदीश रेड्डी KR-पुरा MLA. ओह शिट.
भारतवर्ष जैसे मीम साला कोई नहीं बना सकता.
गांड ओपनिंग.
Another fun meme review. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Sala, hopefully this weekend my computer can finally arrive and we can be done with these problems that blight this show every now and then.
कौन सा सावले तूने कौन सा कंप्यूटर?
अरे यार अभी मैंने ना the one I have is an HP computer. It was working just fine. I don't know what's wrong with it all of a sudden, but because it's creating all these problems, I bought an Asus computer. I bought उसका graphics card भी काफी बड़ा है. It's got bigger capacity. It's got better processing power. So I'm hoping it's able to handle it.
किस किस्म का अश्लील वीडियो किसी ने बनाया है? ट्विटर पे.
अभिजीत.
आ जाओ सपनों में.
Yeah, the one thing that I've really noticed about African people is after Indians, the people that really feel who can really understand Indian music is African people for some reason. They
And
can really feel it and understand it.
Fun.
Yeah.
I remember every time I was in Nigeria, उधर ना ज्यादा कुछ करने के लिए नहीं है. But you just go every street side, there's a party happening and you're dancing and drinking. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, they can really it's weird because you feel like they can understand the music.
Yeah,
They properly understand the music. Yeah. They
Indians
enjoy
are
it as much as Indians do.
Even in Africa, huh?
Let's see. What questions? Do we have any questions or do we just have comments? Let me नीचे से ऊपर आता हूँ मैं. Question डालो. Hardik Thanki is asking, do you see any evidence that the Ahmadiyya community regrets their active role in the partition of India?
Zero.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never seen them be like, "Kash India mein wapas hote." What else do we have? What is it? Yeah. Okay. Here's one. road blocking and rioting goes unchecked by the Indian police, but they would beat the shit out of a petty COVID violator. So basically he's saying कि law and order तो है, लेकिन priorities गलत है.
नहीं, law and order नहीं है. देखो, they get away with. See, the Indian state is fundamentally a bully. The Indian judiciary is fundamentally a bully. They will go after people who cannot strike back, but if you can bring a mass to bear, they'll fucking run in the other direction.
Yeah. Swati Dhiman is asking, a lot of countries have dual citizenship. Do you guys have any opinions whether India should also offer dual citizenship?
I do. India.
Of course.
I do. I don't agree with dual citizenship. I think the OCI system is perfect. Nothing more than that is already needed. That is good enough as a dual citizenship.
No, I think
you can also vote in Indian elections on OCI, right?
No, you cannot. The only things that's why I am happy that you cannot vote on the basis of an OCI. You cannot buy agricultural land and you cannot vote. I'm sorry, I don't want that kind of an interference. See, अगर ये logic है आपका कि दो country में vote देना चाहिए, तो दो state में India में क्यों नहीं vote करना चाहिए?
You can inherit agricultural land. So what they do is they get their parents to buy the agricultural land and then they inherit it.
Acha, so on OCI you can inherit your parents' land.
Yeah.
Okay. Acha.
So I've never seen any worth in it. If you want to see it depends on how well you use it. Israel uses it very, very effectively.
Yeah.
We don't. So I'm always.
So what is the difference in how Israel uses it and how India uses it?
Israel knows how to mobilize this thing. No, you look at all these people writing in New York Times, Washington Post, and all of that. Most of them are Jews. But they'll take a complete opposite stand, or all their liberalism goes out of the window when it comes to Israel.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to understand how to manipulate people. If you can't do that, and understand how to manipulate and use your diaspora. If you can't, you're fucked.
Yeah. All right. This one is from ये तलविन ने. अच्छा, this is again a comment from. नाम ले लिया तो मैं पढ़ ही देता हूँ.
Agricultural land on OCI is fraught with problems.
Fraught with problems is a different matter, but you inherit it.
Allowed.
Achha.
Yeah.
No,
but you're not allowed to vote come what may, and I believe that voting cannot be allowed in two countries. Otherwise, ये logic क्या है? अगर दो country में voting allowed है तो दो state में क्यों नहीं है? फिर मुझे बंगाल के election में भी allow करो ना vote करने को.
No, but that is like different, nah.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, that is different. No.
I think why should I ever say I'm living in a country? I should pick where I want to vote. नहीं तो मैं हर जगह जाके vote करूँगा. I want to have a vote in California also.
when ब्राजील के election में भी जाके vote करेंगे हम लोग.
बोल्सोनारो को बोलूँगा इधर आ तू.
मेरा one man one vote यार क्या कर रहा है बोल्सोनारो?
I'm very open to this dual citizenship and voting in two places, just not standing for office in two places. If you're standing for office, you can't have it.
Yeah.
Any kind of office. In Pakistan, you're allowed to have it up to a certain point. But when you become a minister, you're not allowed to have it.
Yeah.
Right. In Britain, I think their admiral or someone, they made a Frenchman their admiral or their air chief marshal. It was news. Yeah, they did something like that. Yeah.
There is it's a comment.
You know, the British, the French Air Force attaché at the embassy here had dual citizenship, British and French citizenship. But see, I think what you need to do is you need to use it as a tool.
Yeah.
So, for example, France will allow a British dual citizen to serve in its military, but not an Indian.
Yeah.
There is no dual citizenship. That's why they don't allow it. But for example, a country that does allow it, Pakistan, they will never allow them to serve in their military.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to use it as a tool. If you start acting too smart, they cancel all your rights associated with the dual citizenship.
There's a question from Devadri Chatterjee. He's saying, I don't support the hijab at all. But what is the difference between that and a sindoor? I'm assuming he means like a teacher wearing a sindoor in school. How do we make the distinction?
See, there's a concept called regulated spaces. Okay, all spaces are fundamentally regulated. Even your house doesn't mean you can go around killing people in your house.
Yeah.
Okay. The question is how much regulation to how much freedom you get. So, for example, you are allowed to roam around naked in your house. You are not allowed to roam around naked on the street.
Yeah.
That's not a denial of your fundamental rights. Well, unless you're a digambar. Okay. Then, school is completely different. Okay. School में difference क्या है कि it is, you are not meant to look at religion. You are not, the differences are meant to be minimized. The most important function of a uniform is it minimizes class differences.
Yes.
Okay, the rich and the poor, and then religious and other differences, which is why it is not just a uniform, it's also the grooming standards. You have to have short hair, you can't wear colorful ribbons and things like that.
Yeah.
Your hairband has to be a certain color. So in my school, for example, the teachers who were married were allowed to wear sindoor, but no student, even if they got married, was allowed to wear sindoor.
Yeah.
And it was a tam school. Not that anyone got married in school at that you're allowed to wear earrings, but you're not allowed to wear dangling earrings.
Yes.
No nose ring. Okay, no nose ring, no flowers in your hair, even though hardcore Tamram school in the middle of Mylapore, if you wore flowers in your hair, you got into serious shit.
Yeah.
You had to wear skirts that came 2 inches over your knee. Okay, so there were very strict standards about this. Now, the thing is, you do allow religious differences up to a point. So, for example, Sardars were allowed to wear their pagdi, but it had to be the same color as the pants, which was olive green. Okay. Muslim girls were allowed to wear a headscarf. Okay. And they were allowed to wear full skirt and full sleeve shirt, but it had to be the school color.
Yeah.
Okay. And it couldn't be a hijab. It had to be a shirt and it had to be a skirt.
Yeah.
Okay. So there were all these rules. Sorry, it wasn't a full skirt. What you were allowed to do was you were allowed to wear stockings that covered your entire legs.
Yeah. And even in this school, यहाँ पर भी scarf allowed है, but what the women are wearing is very different. It's an Al Amira proper full cloth hijab.
It's a full hijab. It's a full hijab.
A full Al Amira cloth hijab. They're not wearing a scarf. It is in no shape or way or form a scarf.
And in no shape, in no color does it resemble the school uniform.
Yeah.
Black isn't part of the school uniform.
Yeah.
It's white and blue.
जवाब दो भाई कुशल.
हाँ तो अभी हम लोग so Sham and I are in the process of creating many things for the show. So we will come up with a dedicated portal where the show Patreon will also start.
Yeah.
And we'll have a lot of things on the Patreon, and we'll have show merch too. So that was just the trailer.
Yeah, keep an eye out. We're going to be creating a separate storefront for the show.
मैंने बोला मैं answer कर देता हूँ.
Yeah. Okay, this one is from, let's take a last couple of questions, guys, and we'll get out of here. Talwin, acha, ye to comment hai. I'm a Sikh from Jammu living in Brampton, and trust me, Canada is doomed if Trudeau stays in power for a term or two. Ye dekho. To Brampton se bhi आवाजें आने लगी. What would Canada get by pissing India off for a very small minority Khalistanis? They even lack geopolitical and economic power.
No, boss. They're a very powerful minority out there.
पैसा बहुत है भाई.
पैसा बहुत है. आजकल पता है, I remember once upon a time वो ISI से पैसा लेके मरते थे खालिस्तान में.
Yeah.
आजकल वो क्या बोलते हैं, हम तुमको पैसा देंगे, तुम मरो.
Yes.
They are funding the ISI. Why do you think that entire corridor was opened up and that Gurdwara was allowed to be reconstructed and everything? Also understand, in Canada, nobody is willing to piss off the Khalistani lobby, including the conservatives.
Yeah.
Okay, because they come out and they vote. They are a vote bank. They are threatened to vote, but they come out and vote also.
Yeah.
Okay, they are not like Indians will be like, अरे यार आज मैं आज बहुत मेरे टट्टों में खुजली हो रही है, मैं आज बैठ के बियर पी के टट्टे खुजलाऊंगा.
No, but I think there is a Hindu revivalism also in response to this happening in North America.
Slowly.
It is happening.
Yeah.
Hindus are realizing what is happening. They're
Abhi,
not blind
if I'll give you an example of that, Abhijit. Abhi, recently
UK में हुआ.
No, I'll tell you. Did you notice what happened in the Virginia elections? So in the Virginia elections,
Virginia elections में क्या हुआ?
वर्जीनिया के जो गुबर्नेटोरियल इलेक्शंस हुए थे अभी, जिसमें यंकिन जीता है, वहां पे Youngkin got a pretty significant portion of the Indian American vote. In fact, he chose an Indian American woman to be part of his to head up his educational committee or something to change the educational system in schools, because the education system, it was directly affecting Indian Americans. It was directly attacking Indian Americans on the basis of caste. So the Indian Americans were like, ठीक है, हम जाके देंगे Republican को vote. And the Republicans realized it, rewarded the Indians for it, gave an Indian woman a good high position. So I think Virginia was a little bit of a, it was a bellwether for what might be.
It happened in the UK, where the Hindus realized they were getting attacked, and this time they voted overwhelmingly for the Tories. Now, look, it doesn't matter because Indians are, they already live in urban constituencies where they're not in big enough numbers to make a difference. What they did was with the funding. They diverted all the funding to Boris Johnson, and they refused to let Labour get any kind of funding.
Yeah. What do we have?
क्वेश्चन नहीं है, मगर एक बहुत ही बढ़िया अभी मेमे आया है. आई थिंक वी शुड एंड ऑन दिस वेरी पॉजिटिव नोट. मैं पागल के जैसे हंस रहा हूँ लास्ट 3 मिनट से. तो पेशे खिदमत है.
Imagine you're chilling with your girl in the club and this motherfucker comes, slaps your girl's butt and says, "Come on, job."
That's it. We should end the show. That's it.
और इसका नाम देखो,
बुरियत है. कौन जाता?
नाम देखो, नेहरू की एडवीना.
नेहरू की एडवीना. Oh, amazing. Perfect time to end the show. So thanks again for watching, guys. I will try and get this bloody camera fixed, and hopefully I'll have a new computer by the time we have the episode next week. So we will be able to avoid these bloody problems next time. But thanks as usual, Abhijit, Kushal. We'll be developing, like Kushal announced, we'll be developing a storefront for the show. We'll have a bunch of merch. We'll have a show Patreon soon. We'll have Patreon only podcasts and a lot of material available soon. So exciting times ahead for the show. Make sure you are subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, then make sure to subscribe, because good things are coming. Good things are on the way. Other than that, you can.
And there is a T-shirt that is coming up.
Can you see how excited Kushal gets when Sham says good things are coming up, because he knows he's going to sit with a beer now or apne kale tatti kuch
And see, even Abhijit doesn't know one T-shirt that is coming up. Only
Oh
Sham
yeah,
and I know about
surprise
it.
T-shirt is coming.
That will be our revenge.
Yeah, a surprise T-shirt is coming. The Savla and the Kala will take revenge on the whites. So keep an eye out. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Go follow Abhijit on Twitter. Go follow Kushal on Twitter and on YouTube on the Charvaka podcast. If you're not a member or Patreon member already, you can become one right now. Other than that, we'll see you for the episode next Thursday. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Tata, bye bye.
Tata.